Well, Doggy, do you still have 4 stress?
Let me check my sheet. You get my character sheets, which I closed.
I started tracking it just on the main one because I couldn't remember to keep them synced.
I have three stress. That's all. I can handle it.
So, last we left, y'all had caused something that could possibly relatively quickly become a problem for you.
No.
Yeah, killing a fence, often not considered to be a good move.
We didn't do that.
Only if
we did not.
Only if the GM's an asshole. I mean, we were pretty sticky about it.
I warned him.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You did warn him.
I said, look.
I guess he believes you now.
Just stop talking and I'll stop talking. And you put the money down and I'll leave. And then I don't feel the need to kill you.
It's weird to say this, but it's probably good that Mikey killed him because I was going to punch him in the face and leave him alive.
Well, if you'd have punched him, I'd have had to kill him anyway. Because as soon as he started...
it's probably better that you killed him because then at least we have a chance that word doesn't get out.
I mean, if I have a problem, I have a problem. And I have a problem.
A little bit.
My name is Primo. It's been 3 days since the last time I lashed out and killed somebody.
Well, you know, I said at the beginning of this, like, I wanted to play a character that I don't normally play, and I went with the healer thinking, like, oh, I never play the healer. but then I realized, like, oh, I also just I never play the sadistic person that just murders people randomly either, so.
Why not both?
Yeah. I'm going to flip this here. Heads, I heal you. Tails, I'll torture you for an hour and a half before I kill you.
Where we left off, like we did all of our downtime stuff. So what was the next thing? What were we gonna do?
Try to get away with murder.
Well, obviously we're gonna deny.
Yeah, there's a possibility of, like, you could go for some jobs. You could also, because there'll be a clock ticking up before people realize, you could try to train people or do something. You also are now level 1.
Yes.
Or tier 1.
One option would be to just fess up to the red sashes and just see what reparation they might offer us.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily in our best interest, but I've been wrong before.
But just keeping in mind that if it does come out, and there's a chance it will come out, that if we come out ahead of it, we could minimize the damage. It doesn't have to become public knowledge, but if we tell just the upper ranks of the red sashes and say, what do you need to make this right, we could minimize the damage possibly.
I think that that is perhaps a bit hasty. I think, sister, that perhaps they never need know, and perhaps we can redirect any ire they may experience, or perhaps any ire the bluecoats may experience elsewhere. Perhaps at a target more convenient for us.
I mean, it's not like those chemicals, poisons that we brought him were not dangerous and flammable.
It's good to know, brother, that there are occasions that you can think about the consequences of our actions before performing them.
Thought about it.
Comes in handy. Didn't care, but he thought about it.
I thought about it. What makes you think I didn't think about it? I thought about it the first time I saw his smug fucking face. Thought about bashing his head in with Betsy. But did I do it? No.
Second time? Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Even then, I gave him a chance. Just shut your fucking mouth, I said. Just shut your fucking mouth. Don't say another fucking word. And then you don't get no reason to hate me. You just put the money down, and I'll walk out without any further urge to kill you. I fucking told him. I telegraphed the whole goddamn thing. I had fucking Betsy in my hand. It's not my fault. He was a stupid fucking cunt.
Oh, that was his fault. He chose that.
He did. He brought it all on himself. Don't lay this at my feet. I'm just a deus ex machina here.
You say Deus Sex Machina or X?
Don't make this dirty.
Sex
Again. Now look, we got a little bit of coin, and that's great, but we need more, and we need to redirect any potential repercussions from that fucking cunt somewhere else, right? So let's put on our thinking caps, and I'll go wash my feet and change my socks, and then and we'll figure it out, right?
Yeah, we could say that. We did leave some of those Fog Hounds alive. What if some of them followed us in afterwards and decided to frame us for the murder of this poor fence?
That's why I like the way you think, right? So what are we going to do? Plant a fucking eyeball? We got some, he left his eye at the scene of crime. Dust for it. Look, it's a perfect fit.
I'm going to use knowledge I have from someplace to invent DNA testing.
No, you look, this eye fits right in his fucking hole, right? It was bare.
Well, it can't hurt to start that rumor. That bear was around. We saw him when we were leaving. He was in the area.
And we didn't see him.
Odd, but
Locals saw him leaving after us. We didn't see shit. Things were fine when we left.
That's true.
So here's an interesting question mechanically, Michael. How would that work mechanically, starting a rumor?
Basically we kind of start a clock.
Mm-hmm.
If that gets around, we're getting into the person who wanted it to. And in essence, what would you want this rumor?
Take the heat off us.
We want some of the Fog Hounds who are invariably going to rise up against us again.
Yeah,
Pop up with a different name.
It essentially would become, it wouldn't be a job. It wouldn't be like you're not the tail end of it, but it would become along those lines where it could then become sort of a montage of such while you're dropping in hands. You're essentially trying to fill up a clock before another clock can get.
Is it also something we could work on as a downtime activity?
Yeah, as a downtime activity or opportunity. Because getting a rumor like that started, spread, and takes more effort than just. So as a downtime activity, while it's possible, it's going to be a little more difficult to beat the clock, maybe.
Are downtime activities restricted to one person? Could all of us contribute to a downtime activity?
I think there's only so much downtime. Like if everyone puts 2 downtime towards spreading a rumor, at that point you might as well just turn it in. Because it wouldn't be a job as. Play it out like a job where it's getting the stuff in and done that way.
I totally expected that we would be doing that now, but then also as some downtime, like kind of goose it.
I say it's possible that we could do 2 scores today if one of those scores is trying to start the rumor and the others of those scores is trying to kill the people who are killing us for failing to start a rumor.
Killing the people who are killing you for.
Yeah, because when we inevitably botch this fucking rumor bullshit, we're going to have to deal with that, and I'm going to have to kill a lot of people or die.
So when we're killed off in the next session or 2, our next Blades in the Dark game is set in this same setting.
Yeah, except we're going to be the Fog Hounds, and you're going to be Bear.
Technically, if I said a few more people would have joined your crew, so it might be the people who remain.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if this does go long enough, and eventually we all will, phase out, it would be kind of nice to play the next tier of people that take over and be like, okay, so we were handed this organization by a bunch of fucking raving psychopaths. Can we salvage this and actually turn it into an organization that can survive?
And some that's also
Right.
like it have like, for example, if someone goes to jail, your wand level's now 2.
It's one
Oh, is it?
still.
It's 1. Yeah. So like, if someone ends up going to jail, like right now it's at 1. It's like not for a long time. It's like a month or 2.
Yeah.
Then one person could actually play someone else who becomes one of the characters who's kind of like this is a game that can go troop style fairly.
Yeah.
You could
That's
play
what
like once the gang's big enough, you could play it like an old Mask cartoon. Like computer, who's best for this one? I know. And it just goes through and you have like, here's who shows up for this.
Computer, who's best for this one? Do not send Primo. For God's sake.
Larry, will you be talking to anyone? Yes.
It's like
Primo
yes.
just.
it's like Dark Sun, but without the weirdness.
So, are you trying to scare somebody, perhaps to death, with ultraviolence? You've chosen Primo.
What about everyone else? We don't need anyone else. All 3 players will play Primo.
Hey, speaking of our new team members and stuff, I know the 3 of us were the only ones there for the to witness what happened. Are we going to let our crew know so they can help spread the rumor, or are we just going to spread the rumor among them?
Well, that's if we're going to do the score, let's take that as our score. We need to let we're letting Martin was it Martin Gull know that we're looking for work. We need to pick up some coin.
Mhm.
But in the meantime, and keep his ear to the ground. In the meantime, we need to talk about how to get this effectively done. Now we're going to have to work this as a score, so that means we're going to have to pick a plan.
Okay.
Gather information, pick a plan, and execute the plan. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So how do we gather information on how to start a rumor or spread a rumor that somebody else did it? And I think that you're right when you suggested, Paul, that we implicate the Fog Hounds, because obviously they've got shit. They've got a grudge. They've got beef with us. So that's brilliant. It's perfect. It fits right into the hand.
I can start a hunt for where would be the most effective place to launch this initial rumor.
Yeah. Oh shit! I have to pick a thing. Hold on. I still have to pick a thing because I went up a playbook advancement. I haven't picked it yet.
Okay.
So while I'm doing that,
I'll start my research. What position would you say this is controlled, Michael?
Okay, I'm going to remove the clock that's there. Since we're sort of zooming in, it's not over a bigger. There's a clock about the ministry. Got those back. Bigger one, actually. Bigger one's in the room.
There, I'm gonna fix that for you. There.
Yep.
Now the title is not spelled correctly, but at least the title is more accurate.
I picked not to be trifled with, Michael, just so you know.
That one did.
You can push yourself to do one of the following: perform a feat of physical force that verges on the superhuman, engage a small gang on equal footing in close combat.
Okay.
So
I can take 2 stress to do something stupid.
Yeah, that's probably the smartest move.
That might come in handy.
A little bit. All right.
So what kind of information are you looking for?
I'm looking for the best location to start this rumor, to like where would be the most impact to set it off that would give us the biggest bang for our time.
That sounds like that sounds like that'd be consort probably.
Oh, it's not a hunt?
You're not hunting a person.
No, I know, but the hunt category says hunt a target, gather information about its location of movements. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the thing is what you're looking is essentially you're trying to get social, like basically socially where are the best places to go and hunt.
So which one am I going to use?
Unless
Sorts.
you were using hunt to try and figure out where somebody was at the time of the, would that work? Figure out where somebody, or is that also a consort?
Yeah, you'd be able to do that.
Well, I'll start with consort, and then we'll go from there once we get more information. So is it controlled?
Risky.
Risky? Okay. And standard or limited or
Standard. For this case doesn't.
okay.
Damn. Oh, so wait, which one are you looking for? Where the best places would be?
Yeah, where's the best place to start this rumor so we can start it?
So we'll say this: you kind of find out a few places that the ex members of the Fog Hounds, those who actually I think you left most of them alive, but just the place where they have a tendency to hang out. Yeah, with Margaret Kale, the leader, Razorback, some of those other ones who still sort of hang out but are no longer this. As you go through, find out the Dragon's Flagon.
Okay.
The bar that's essentially frequented by Fog Hounds, and there's not a lot of love for the Fog Hounds at that place because they used to be able to throw their weight around, and now they aren't.
Okay.
What else doing search for information?
Maybe like I might try to figure out who would be the best person to pin on this, like who has the most anger towards us.
How are you trying to do that? And
I'm still thinking about that.
Mikey, are you doing? Primo doing?
I'm going to. I think I'm going to have to. I didn't open our crew thing. I think I'm going to. We have informants. We have elite informants that I think I'm going to lean on. Right. It's our cohort, our elite rovers, right?
Yeah.
So, Clinks, I want to find out who's best positioned to be believed in the community that they overheard this rumor. You know what I mean? Who would be the best person to get to disperse this rumor? So if I command him to do that,
your rovers, the sailors, carriage drivers, and scavengers. These are the people that can kind of get places and stuff. They might know a little bit from what they've heard, but they're not informed. They're not ones who all like they're not spies.
yeah.
They're a network essentially. There might be some stuff they hear. They're going to be a little bit limited in the nature of this.
But would they be able to figure out who gets listened to in the community? Because that's really what I'm looking for.
It might be possible. It kind of depends on if happen to rides, heard things.
Sure. It's the best chance I got, I think. So that would be command, because I'm commanding him to do that, or
it
consort
should be,
or sway. It doesn't matter really. But if I'm directing him to do it, they get a +1 effect. Is the only thing. So
it's either command or you can just have them roll make a fortune roll using action, or the action roll using their two dice because they're technically considered tier.
okay, we'll do that. Just have them make the fortune roll with their 2 tier dice. You want me to roll it?
Yep.
All right. So
Actually, position an effect for gathering information. It's just
it doesn't have it. It just says input value bonus dice. So I'm just trying to get it over, and 4.
So I'm talking to go with what's the name of one of your rovers?
Clinks is the one who does like deliveries. Edward's a more respectable one.
Um,
The carriage driver.
which one's the more respectable one?
Edward.
One with the
So the one that's Rover Edward spends about a day or so kind of doing more carriage in that position in that town, and also just talking. That evening, Edward kind of comes back down. He goes, "Stuff I've heard. Number of like some of the bartenders, as well as some of the people that used to have to kick money up to the Fog Hounds. They have been kind of getting together and talking a little bit about whether they're kind of still a little bit when like because Bear's still a big ass motherfucker around. Um, People like them, if they probably not awful, it's just sort of convincing them that they've got the freedom to.
I see. Wonderful, Edward. That is very, very helpful. I truly appreciate it. Here, have a bottle of, I don't know, but it's purple.
And Paul,
It's what we're drinking this week.
So
2 purple, please.
I think I'm gonna try to sneak around in the some of their old territory and try to just get some information on like which ones have been talking about, reprisal, vengeance. I
Oh,
was
yeah. Who's got the biggest mouth beef against us?
Yeah. So, I mean, that sounds like consort, but Sway also says something about like deception and disguise. So I could see it being either one
Um,
if it's more focused on not being noticed.
yeah,
that it's
Sway is
me.
more influencing someone with guile, charm, or argument.
Could like a Sway roll for the disguise help with the consort roll?
I mean, not really.
Okay.
That's more lying, persuading. Yeah, it's a little bit. You might argue a case model plays style charmer. So it almost sounds like what you're trying to do though is like be in the right places and hear the right things. Are you looking for like to start those conversations? Or you just over here?
I'm looking to overhear who, who is
That
the
might-
best target.
That might be more of a prowl.
Okay.
Like you're not literally, but you're just trying to make sure that you're in without so much of some of the right people.
Yeah. Yeah. And would you care to try to tempt me with a devil's bargain?
Yeah, I'll give you another die. If you don't get a 6 on this, it's going to move the one that the ministry killed them by 1.
Allegedly. All right. Yeah, I'll take that.
Really? God damn it. Oh, we got a 6. Okay, thank you.
Like how Mikey's like,
Really?
"The fuck, Paul."
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
No, I'm the only one allowed to make bad decisions for the group.
It turned out to be a good decision because he got the 6.
Well, it's fine as long as it comes out all right. But I was fully prepared to blame you.
Oh yeah.
Now we are equally at fault for the fall of the ministry.
And
I warned him.
And Doggy's going, "No, you are equally at
Tommy
fault."
warned him. That was his fault, and this was yours.
Ugh.
Don't you lay that evil juju on me.
Oh, we would never do anything like that.
Oh, there is a Blades in the Dark name generator. I'm just gonna make a whole bunch of shit on here.
Oh, we should make the Fog Hounds killed Curcio memes and just leave them around.
Essentially, yeah. We're gonna spackle them all over town.
I hear they killed him with violence. It was tremendous violence. We've got a lot of violence in this neighborhood.
They have the best balance.
So you actually hear Revalio Morcombe is the proprietor of the Flag and Dragon. He's talking with Grim Barrow, who essentially who is a business owner. Um, he runs essentially like a general good, like a bit of a grocery business there. They used to be kicking money up to the Fog Hounds. He was talking with Revalio, basically saying the Fog Hounds got their ass. Problem is, last week, I turn around, fucking Razorback, missing his eye, Goldie, still coming. I didn't pay him anything at that point. Kind of let me know that it happened.
Wait, there's two one-eyed people running around?
So Bear is the one that was missing an eye from, I think from you.
Oh, I thought you said Razorback missing an eye.
Oh, I think it really was Razorback and Bear. Bear is missing. And Goldie. Hey man, they're still. I mean, they didn't take anything. Here's the problem: is essentially the puppy's nervous. Puppy's been beaten and kind of gone back with his tail between its legs. They're trying to come up and start shitting. So that's something that can get rid of them permanent.
Okay.
So these are some of the Drem seems to, just from the conversation you get, seems to have talked to a lot of them, and he's kind of become like the de facto leader of the organizations. Like they've gone to him to try to go around and find out if there's something they can do. They're nervous about coming together to try to fight the couple that are left. But there's not really another gang that has sort of filled in that power vacuum. There's been a couple little very, very small time wars. Just with people who are trying to take over. But there's not like a clear boss in that area now. Frankly, it's fairly close to Lamp Blacks area. And the Lamp Blacks are a little more worried right now about the Reds.
So this is a perfect opportunity for us to step into the vacuum.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Once we clear up this other problem, I think that's what we were going to do this session. But right now, we got to deal with this murder.
No, the rumor of a murder. We got to squash it.
Is that out on the street yet that he's dead?
What?
Is it out on the street?
I mean, it didn't take long because it burned down, which is a fairly spectacular way of getting rid of stuff. But also, he was someone who struck a people. Suddenly, a person's gone.
Fucking Razorback.
What?
Fucking Razorback ruins it for everyone.
All right. So we need to be on the offensive about this because are we hearing rumors on the street that it might have been us already? Because people saw us leave?
Yeah, there's a couple. You do notice there's some people paying like a little bit more. You have not had a visit native yet, but they're definitely are. There definitely do seem to be people who might worry because there were two places burnt down that night, and word on the street correctly had something to do with Star Hollow. The fact that the person died that evening is to me more than a little.
Yeah, and I think, boys, we need to keep in mind that when we are confronted with that, we need to be our normal, like, arrogant selves and not like, oh, well, that's so sad. We're so sorry to hear that.
Oh, no.
If we had burnt it down, we would be celebrating it.
All right. So we're going to have to, this is going to be is this going to be a deception plan or is this going to be a social plan?
It seems
Can't
a little
you-
bit like you're socially engineering.
I know where my point of attack's going to be. I'm going to go to the most credible person that we know.
Which
Conway.
is Conway. Do you really think you should go to Conway?
I think that I am the person he'd least expect to come to him for help.
That's true.
And I'm going to go to him in the way he would most expect me to do it, in very typical Primo. But he's going to get to see me pissed that this guy who is making money for us is dead.
Yeah, and we need to ask him can you help us? It seems like people think we might have done this. Can you help?
No. We don't even mention that people think we might have done it. Of course it wasn't us. We left. He was alive. We just want to know who did it.
Right.
So
Yeah. But I mean,
tell us who did it so I can break them.
Yeah. Yeah. So if he can help us figure out who did it, so that we can fuck them up for messing with our business.
Yeah. But we never mentioned that anyone thinks it was us. It's that this guy, we had just hammered out a deal. And somebody comes through and kills him, not only fucking with our profits, but also, I mean, fuck, that makes it looks bad for us, right?
Well, and he was now an asset for us, and you don't
Right.
fuck with our assets.
You don't fuck with our assets. We're the fucking ministry.
As you well know.
So I think that we should make contact with Conway and start there.
Okay, so you do that, right?
I will do the Conway.
All right. So, Dave, when that goes wrong, what do you and I do?
I was planning.
This could also be heading into a little
He's
bit
going
of
to have to hide Conway's body.
this could be heading a little bit into coverage territory, where while he's doing that part of it, other people are carrying out other plan and flashbacks to help.
Yeah, my plan was I was going to go to the Dragon's Flagon and help fan the flames of the rumor that it wasn't us, that it was somebody else, and also look for the remaining Fog Hounds.
Be looking for somebody who fits the description of a Fog Hound that we haven't specifically encountered.
Yeah.
That you heard who had been lurking around the area before we left, right before he died.
Yeah, we need someone that fits a description.
Yep, and that's what I'm doing. I'm hunting for that person.
Yeah, and then you're on the offensive
Yes.
but they got to keep it on the down low, because if they see you coming, you're not going to be able to pay him back for Curcio or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
Because he was our fence.
Exactly.
We loved that fucking cunt.
But I won't use those terms.
Oh, he was a cunt, but everybody knows he was a cunt, a pathetic, wheedling, wheezing cunt. But he had finally agreed to be our pathetic, wheedling, wheezing cunt. And that meant money.
We don't want anyone messing with our coin.
Right.
So, Michael, can you take a devil's bargain and push yourself? Okay.
I have to bio break real quick, but I'll be right back.
Cool. All right. And then do we know, Sai, have you mentioned what you're doing?
Not yet, no.
All right. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go to the Flagon and scout around looking for someone and squashing these rumors, or starting these rumors, fanning the flames.
Flagon, Sackcloth Alley, and Murderers Alley, right there on.
Okay. Yes. Sounds like a pleasant little gem tucked away. Whoa.
I'm just using that.
You know what that is? Mikey will identify this too. It's an upside down logo for the comedy troupe we were in together at Ball State. If you rotate that, that's exactly, it was Mr. Smiley One Eye. Yeah,
Okay.
that's almost identical. Mikey, what is that marker, that black and white marker he just put on the map remind you of? Could you hear me, Mikey?
No.
What does that black and white marker that he just put on the map look like?
I don't see a black
At
and
the
white marker.
clothier, right next to Rag and Bone.
Oh, yeah, that's One-Eyed Smiley.
Told you. Because it was upside down before, and I was like, oh, that looks really close. And he turned it upside down.
So what's the context of One-Eyed Smiley?
It was just the logo we used for the comedy troupe at Ball
was
State
Happy
episode.
Yes. It's a mushroom stamp is what it was.
Not fair on Christmas.
All right. Yeah. So I'm going to the flagon.
We're headed there, and Paul?
I think I'm going to try to connect with Marina and just try to be lovely and sweet and seductive, because we may soon need an ally inside the red sashes. So I'm just going to try to make she's squarely on our side and believes in our innocence.
So,
Operation Protest Too Much is underway.
I'm gonna leave it to her to bring it up. But
nice thing is, well, I'm gonna move back to the other sheet. Pretty much have you all. You're gonna meet her in the leaky bucket.
are we what?
Bucket.
Yeah, that sounds like a good date place. It's right next to our little hidden basement where we meet and spend the night sometimes.
You're all within about five or six. You're not terribly far. If some places back is.
No, we've got the Bluetooth headset so we can keep in touch.
Yeah, move us back over. Main one. Track of strength. Who wants to go ahead with the?
I'll engagement roll. What do we need?
Mikey hasn't rolled yet, so.
Oh yeah, that's great.
We'll get all of our good rolls out of the way right now.
His second roll of the session is usually the good one.
All right. So how many dice are we going to do here?
Oh, base fortune roll, 1 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Plan exposes vulnerability, like you hit with their weakness. We'll say friends, contacts provided aid or insight. So, your target is a lower tier 4. It is fairly complex. Trying to get like rumors where it is fairly.
We got a 3.
Sweet. So we're getting experience.
All right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Everyone's hackles, like everyone's. We start off. Everyone sort of. What we'll kind of do is we'll be switching spotlight. Everyone's first thing is going to be in a desperate. That may change relatively quickly, but basically hackles are up, and the fact that you've done a little bit of work for the Red Sashes on behalf of is kind of known. There. So, I want to start.
I'll start. Okay.
Here we go, brother.
All right. My first thought is, as I'm on my way to meet to go to the flagon, I'm also have wanted to contact, and I can do this in a flashback if you'd like. Contacted my I don't know what you call them, under my deadly friends.
Your spy friend?
My bounty hunter, who I do not get along with, which is why I chose him.
Oh,
Because he instantly doesn't trust me. So I wanted to set up a meeting with him to hire him to basically go after whoever it is we decide is responsible for taking out our fence. So I'm going to set that up, get that in the process of going.
I'll say, well, let's flashback. What is his name?
It is Casta. Casta. He's a bounty hunter.
just remember he gets paid more if he brings them to us alive because we want to enact our vengeance.
Right? Of course.
Go ahead. That'll be 1 stress because this is not someone that you're normally able to kind of go after. What is the problem you and Costa have had in the past?
Early on in my career, we butted heads a lot because I was all my brothers were out doing, and brother and sister were doing out wonderful things. I was just working, and I thought I'd take a side job as a bounty hunter to earn some extra money, and kept kind of running into him, and he just rubs me the wrong way, and vice versa. And so, yeah, we don't get along. And I think I did steal one of his bounties that he should have legitimately gotten, but I took the credit for it, and he really still hasn't kind of gotten over that.
Right.
You think you may have?
But it's been years, so
It's possible.
I'm hoping that he'll believe me when I say I'm out of that racket, and I'm looking to hire him for his expertise, because I know his work.
All right. Like where do you two?
We're gonna meet at the Flagon.
Yeah, as he kind of like comes to the flag, you see him sort of just look around, sees over, and what the fuck? Across from.
Well, first thing is, what are you drinking? That will start us off.
What's expensive? God, that.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. I know your reputation. You're one of the best, right? I mean, and for any of my past transgressions, I wanted to apologize, because I need your services. I need to hire you.
No, you come to me after all the shit you pulled before. You're here and you want to hire me for something. I gotta know why I'm the one, and not someone else who maybe you didn't fuck over.
Well, because I've seen your work. You have a reputation. I feel I can trust you.
And let's take that back. I don't got a fucking rep. I got this.
That's what I meant.
Reputation.
You have the reputation for skills. I know you're talented. You get the man or woman or whoever, and that's why I figure if I'm going to hire someone, I want to hire someone I'm well aware of their skills, and you are that person. So, because the fact that you don't like me, I don't really like you very much, it's unimportant. We're talking about coin.
The coin,
right.
The coin is one thing, but really, kind of, it's the curiosity. I'm interested. I mean,
Right,
and if
well,
the coin is enough,
I'll lay it out for you and tell you exactly what we would like, what I'm hoping that you can do for us, and then we'll talk coin. Or would you rather talk coin first? I don't really care.
I want to hear this story. Story I want to hear. It got us sitting together at a table. So how to be something.
Right. Okay. Here's what happened. We, the ministry, you may have heard a little bit about us. We have just finally secured someone to help us along the way, and other interested parties decided they were going to basically kill our fence. And we're in the process of trying to figure out who is trying to screw us over. And once we know exactly who that is, I want you to help me find him so we can talk to him.
So, I'm guessing this had to do with Curcio getting killed and burned down here recently?
Who?
That'd be a good guess.
Yeah, I mean, you just told me that's the only fence I can think of who I'm aware has been murdered in a particularly. But you were so good. What's the reason? One who's gotten this.
I have other interests. I'm no longer in that game. I gave that up years ago.
So it's not important enough for you to yourself. You gotta like hire somebody to do all the stuff you could do.
It's too important for me to screw it up.
Thank God.
It's too important for me to screw it up. I need a professional like yourself.
Asking. Okay. All right. So you're out of your league?
Huzzah. You are correct.
Okay. So you're doing some investigation on who want to brought in alive so you can maybe get a little bit of revenge before.
Exactly.
How much we talk?
I've got a coin on it.
Go ahead and make it'll be a consort roll. It's desperate.
Okay.
The the standard thing.
Okay. God dang it. But I do get to add one to my resolve, right? Because I was desperate.
Yep.
Shite. Guess it's going to cost more than one coin. It sounds like a crow.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's someone like probably drilling.
Oh,
Oh, it sounds a little too mechanical. Yeah, he just goes. Tell you what. That sounds good. You let me know. And there's a point where he's kind of weighing the options. Probably going to do a little bit of asking around. He'll make a well, maybe. But yeah, he'll you're able to pay for it.
okay. So I can take a coin out of my.
Yeah, I was just making note that you got.
So I'm broke.
All right, let's hop to the next person. All right, the weather track. That was your flashback. We can kind of pop back around, then we'll pop back to what you're.
Okay, that's fine.
Does Conway have an office?
Yep. Well,
All right. I want to.
basically, yeah. He shares it with other people, but they're often kind
Be
of.
right back.
I want to be in his office when he returns.
Okay. Yeah, so he comes back in kind of from walking the beat. He's like
I'm sitting in the chair, elbows on knees, head down.
yeah,
Pretending to read.
kind of comes in and didn't even notice you that much. Puts the coat on. There's water dripping off it because it rains a lot. First of all, just before he even turns around, he goes, "You at least clean the rain off yourself before you do that in my little."
I don't always think ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
for that.
I did, however, this time take off my outerwear and hang them upon your coat rack before I sat in your chair. Therefore, it is not, in fact, wet. Conway.
Conway. I'll be.
You may have heard of this bleeding, whimpering cunt of a fence. Got himself a bit of murdered.
Yeah, it's been not only making the rounds, but there's a number of blue coats a little pissed off because they have a little bit of money. That's just bringing good business on both sides.
Well, I'm looking for who killed him.
Knows, yeah, he actually goes. He stands like right above you, and there's just this. He's got the get the fuck out of my chair look on his face.
And I just look up and I say, he was our bleeding, whimpering fucking cunt, Conway. We had just pulled off a big score for him, and he was just starting to dribble the coin our way. This was our step up. Someone's taking it from us, and I'm gonna make it fucking right.
It's just he just kind of looks. He goes, "Get out of my desk chair." Sit over.
Aye. And I stand up, like, well, chest to chest as I stand up. Unless he steps back, I just stand up abruptly and military, and then step to the side and around over to the chair.
Sits in his. He goes, "So, you're asking me, an officer of the law, to punish people, to go after them, because my family's criminal enterprise is on its way up."
I'm so glad he understands.
I walk over and I shut the door. And I turn around and I look at him and I say, you know, I served in Scotland. I know you serve here. We have a chain of command. We also know what's right. We also have both operated outside of a chain of command. You have a third chain, Conway. You're a fucking black church. Here is your chance. Here is your opportunity to decide if you're Conway, if you're my brother, or are you just meeting me half fucking way.
And he just and this from an out of character perspective is part of what you're going. Because it's the stuff he has to look into anyway. But like he's expecting the argument, he's expecting the you're wanting to believe. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where if it seems like not acquiescing, we'll play and stuff. The
Sure.
stuff is still going to happen. It's just that his suspicion of you, less, which means it's easier for him to kind of more honestly pass off.
That's what I was going for.
Yes.
Is that he's the blue coats are officially no. We really don't think they did it.
Yeah.
We think it was the Fog Hounds or whatever. They're more likely and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I just want to let you know, like the way I'm gonna have him go here, it's gonna go with the meta of what you're trying to do. So the moment. Yeah, so he just goes, I was the three involved in this little fucking game. Doesn't mean that's what it means. I'm a black church just as much as the rest of you. And you are about as fucking halfway from anything right as anyone I've ever met. We're the most dangerous of us because you don't together. Come into my office. You can demand I do shit, which, by the way, is part of my fucking job anyway. So I can make sure that you have an opportunity to get more in my way, cause more problems I have to fucking deal with.
Isn't that what family does?
A whole lot of me doing shit for you.
Seems a whole lot of you not fucking asking.
Boom.
Because he just sort of kind of glares and sort of like, go ahead, make your consort roll.
Okay. I'm gonna push myself because fucking I really don't want to fuck this. What's a devil's bargain look like?
Devil's bargain in this case, I'm not going to go with the moving the thing ahead. Devil's bargain in this case is essentially it's going to come down on not immediately. This is a problem for future.
Sure, I'll take that. It's desperate, and since I'm pushing myself, it's desperate, so I get one on resolve, and I'll submit that. And standard effect. And 2 bonus dice. Deep breath. And 4.
Pop it out.
I pop out the crew, my sheet, and the faction sheet every time.
Yeah, the action roll table I've been popping out. I just hadn't done that. Yeah, so there's a moment where he just kind of like takes a look at you. Fine. I'm gonna do the job I'm supposed to do. At some point, I will be taking you up on that help and asking for help for something. And the since it wasn't a full 4-6 in this case, I'm actually going to put one on the going down on Conway. People overheard something along those lines. And then Paul, what was
Well, as I'm leaving, he's sometime I'm going to take you up on that. And I look at him as I'm leaving. I go, that's what brothers do. And I shut the door as I leave.
Did you put the mark in for death?
Yes.
Oh,
So I'm meeting with Marina. I'm going to say that when we were younger, it was more of a real relationship, but in the last few years, it's been more of a, meeting up when we need release or, professional favors.
press release.
Yeah. So I'm going to lead off with that. Meeting her at the tavern. And I guess just wait for her to arrive.
I
Yes.
have the most brilliant idea of what to do next.
Yeah, as she pops in, kind of sits and just is looking a little pissed. She's like, "Job, I mean, it's fine that shit burnt down over uh Charhollow, but then Crucio gets killed and it got burned down. We lost a fence. What the fuck happened then?"
We lost the fence too. Do you think we're happy about this? At least it doesn't look like you're the one. At least people aren't whispering that you're the ones that fucking did it.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're like, the ministry's not particularly well known for having cool heads.
I know. That's why this is really stressful.
Yes, I don't know, because it seems like we did do it. And people believe we would do the thing that we did. That's
The tumblers seem to be clicking in place. They're adding two, and 4 is right at the fucking end.
I'll be honest, there's a point when people go, well, it sounds like what you do, and I can't argue against that.
Listen, hun. I was there. I saw him alive when we left. And I fucking half believe the rumors, all right? This is really not a pleasant couple of days for me.
Being set up.
Look, I know things haven't been like they were in the past with us. I just called you here because you're one of the few people I can talk to when I'm feeling like this. And I know we haven't had that relationship in a long time, but I just need to be around somebody that isn't a fucking source of stress for me.
It's creative, not a fucking source. Our fucking source implies this. You know that, like, there's a bunch of people not happy. I mean, they're fine with what, I guess you did what you're supposed to do, and that shit burns down. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't look good, and it doesn't bode well for us either. I mean, whether people believe this rumor or not, the fact that we just lost a source of income isn't good for us either. I didn't call you here to talk about business. I talked to you here to talk about anything other than the fucking dead fucking fence down the street.
Okay. What did you want to talk about that's not the thing? Gigantic Leviathan in the
I don't give a shit. The time we snuck out of the city and camped out in the wilderness.
That probably, unless you had stuff to keep you stuff in the way. That's huge. Like, this is one where most people never leave this.
Yeah,
7 towers in an abandoned
an
tower. 7 towers.
Because we set up camp and then looked around and realized oh fuck this, and we went back and hid in our little hidden basement cellar and just told everyone we camped out in the wilderness.
Well, there's one of the things in the city that the Lost, I think, which there's ghosts and some other stuff around there, but it's also mostly.
All right, so the night we spent the night in the Lost, or the time we fucking put the frog down Bellows shorts. I don't care. I want to talk. I want to think about simpler times 10 years ago and not the fucking burnt up fence down the street from 2 days ago.
And out of OC perspective, what is it you're trying to accomplish with it?
I'm trying to get her to believe that we don't know who did this and gain some sympathy, and her maybe being a voice of support within the Red Sashes if they decide to do something about it.
Yeah, you start talking a little bit of old times. Part of it depends on how you roll here. She is a little on edge. Got people. One who recommended the job. I would say go ahead and roll. You kind of.
All right. If it's consort, I'm gonna take some stress unless you've got a tempting bargain for me.
This worked for you last time. If you don't roll a 6, the rumor mill on you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna press my luck. I'll just take the stress.
Her whole thing. Yeah, if you mark the desperate. Yeah, there's a point where like she's kind of talking about it, but you can tell like, her mind is definitely on the fact that people are coming down. There's a point where she just sort of stops. She's like, I can't talk about old times. I have to about what's going on. Got a ton of shit coming. All
Right.
of you.
Well, maybe if I'm still alive in a couple of weeks when this blows over, we can head up to the north side of the town and do something fun. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean if
we figure out which side of town is the north fucking side with these maps. But
because if there's an out of this, yeah. Right now it doesn't look good.
if something is going to come down, make sure it comes down on me and not my brothers.
Sort of smiles and she just standard effects with actually she kind of smiles, just goes, your brothers deserve a lot more
But they're my brothers, and if one of us is going to go down for this without reason, I'd rather it be me.
Primo would be a good person to head up on the spike. Literally everyone in the world would believe Primo did it. People who
That's
have
the
even heard of Primo look at Primo and believe that Primo.
That's the problem. That's what we're up against. Even when we don't do shit, comes down on Primo.
Me?
And then why don't we cut over to Dave? So you did the flashback. So what was your?
All right, so I'm going to.
Oh, please make some progress on this fucking clock, brother.
I've figured out, try to figure out like once I get to the dragon flagon, I'm gonna start trying to figure out which fog hounds are in there or have been there. Talk to the bartender, um, you know, just go to the bar and have a drink and just kind of listen for information first, and then maybe depending on what's said, make some inquiries.
Yep. I can be a little bit more specific on exact because you're like right now it's wide open and vague. Like this is more you're coming in with a specific. You're not gathering information. Right, you're
Okay, so I'm going to start laying bombs. Then I'm going to start planting small bits of information about the fact that it was the Fog Hounds, talking about why we would not have wanted to do that kind of thing. Specifics will come out in the play.
and from what so you were told. What were you the one that listened to that heard Drembero, or was that Paul? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he explained what Drembero looked like. You're able to kind of be there when Drem is talking with Rivolio, who's the owner. The two of them kind of got like heads down and close talking. Like, you're pretty sure they kind of have to be. The only thing to be that quiet about is probably Fog Hound. There still are others kind of wandering around. None
Yeah.
Yeah. So the two of them have their sort of head down. What do you do?
Kind of try to listen in, see if I can pick up what they're saying.
They're sort of talking a little bit about the Fog Hound, kind of the same stuff as before.
All right. Pardon me, gentlemen. I couldn't quite resist overhearing you drop the Fog Hound, the F word. Are we still having trouble with those guys? I thought they were done.
They sort of take a look at you and kind of look over. Um, yeah, Rem just sort of takes a look and goes, "Ministry, huh?"
Oh, yes. Well, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You got
Yeah.
a few people in this area kicking coins up your.
Right. Well, hey, we're happy to help. What can we do to snuff out these fog hounds for once and for all?
Apparently, you didn't do the job good. A couple of them hopping around. I mean, they got a lot less bite than they.
Oh no, no, that's not going to happen because you're going to tell me who they are when they come around, and then I'll be here to take care of them.
Kind of looks. He's like,
Because, go ahead.
Razorback and Dahlia are supposed to um, come by my goods store tomorrow.
Right.
They've been popping in the last couple days. They're expecting a little bit of coin, not nearly as.
Well, we're going to give them 0 coin, and I'm not even going to worry about coin because this is simply for pleasure. I want to stop these guys for the last time.
Do it well enough last time.
Well, let's just say the situation was not right for finishing it. We didn't want to. We didn't want to have to kill them.
Thank God I'm not there.
Yeah, so there's just a point where he just kind of goes,
Here's,
might have
here's
been a
the
lot
pro-
easier if you did.
Yes, it would have, because then our fence wouldn't have gotten killed because they're trying to frame us. Guaranteed. Why on earth would I not want to stop these guys now?
Go ahead and make a probably consort at this point.
Still desperate or risky?
Still desperate. This will be like the desperate roll. Standard effect.
I mean, in fairness, we did warn them, and they're continuing to operate. So
What's a devil's bargain going to be?
Devil's bargain is that some of this will get back to the Fog Hounds a bit early, which might a fight or might turn into them uh, hearing
It's
about
gonna
the
be
problem.
a fight. There's
All right,
gonna be a fight.
I'll take it. Is that an extra one extra die? Okay, and I'm also going to push myself. So take a stress. So that's 2, right?
Fuck. Well, Michael's got to take his laundry out, and then we're going to get.
Yep. So yeah, at this point they kind of go, yeah, show up tomorrow. Let's see what.
We will see you tomorrow.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go grab my laundry.
Classic.
Back to be heard just as you went, but you fuck one ghost. All right, so things right now not looking great. Got a lawyer fuck you. Dice fucked me. Why are you in prison? Dice fucked me.
Yeah, if you didn't want to play this anymore, you could have just told us. I mean, that's
Instead, I went to Roll20. I'm like, look, I need you to fuck up your dice algorithm so badly.
Give him some hope early on and then throw it away. Okay, so if we're going to meet, because I come back, obviously, tell you guys what's going on, what I found out. We share our stories, whatever. And I say, we got to get these Fog Hounds. We got to take them out once and for all. Here's the opportunity. It's happening tomorrow at this location.
great. How many fucking times do we got to take these guys out once and for all?
Apparently 3. Third time's a charm, right? Right.
What if we recruit them, send one of them to jail for this fucking murder, and absorb the rest?
No, they're always going to want revenge. Primo, come on, back me up. If anybody wants to do carnage, yay, nay?
I'm done talking on the subject.
Said all I have to say.
He
Are you in?
laces up his boots. He starts polishing Betsy's handle. He opens a bottle of something purple. He's rewrapping and recinching the leather cord on Betsy's handle, and he's drinking something purple.
So
out of a very large, unwieldy bottle.
So final thing is, you're in or out tomorrow? I gotta know.
You gotta ask.
Mikey, does your cone have a plug of chocolate in the bottom?
Yes.
Is that your favorite part of the fucking thing?
Does it have caramel going all the way through the middle? Oh.
My favorite part is the plug of chocolate at the bottom with the cone itself. Oh, that's great.
That's pretty great. All right. So
it's hard. It's so hard to be an insane, murderous bastard when you've got an ice cream cone.
So now you've got to think that
I'm just like, why don't we
about to do something stupid? Just be like,
here you go.
Can we just apologize? Can we make things better?
This is the equivalent of BA's milk. We just hand him an ice cream cone every time he starts to get crazy.
The Snickers commercials.
What you talking about, Hannibal?
I ain't getting on no Leviathan ship. He has an ice cream cone. Oh yeah.
I didn't stand up with his daughter, actually.
Really?
Yeah, she's nice. Also a teacher up in Chicago.
Oh, that's cool.
She had a great story of sending a sext instead of to the person you're supposed to send it to. She sent it to her father. And she's like, I know every single one of you don't want to send it to your dad. Your dad is not Mr.
My dad would just laugh. Anyway,
it's different.
If he could figure out how to work a fucking text.
Figure out how to work some dice.
Yeah. No. Obviously, Primo's in.
Yeah, I figured.
For some carnage.
What about Sai?
Well, I mean, if I'm gonna die, I'd rather it be in battle than while resisting arrest.
All right, let's round up our boys. And
so on our way over, I let you and the cohort. By the way, the cohort isn't coming with us. The cohort shouldn't come with us.
Also, something to remember from a mechanical point of view: you're now tier 1; they are tier 0.
Yeah, the cohort shouldn't come with us. They're still injured. I want them to heal.
And they're tier 0 with a fucking asterisk.
Yeah,
I mean,
it also means basically the stuff that you do has an extra level of effect, And at this point, it would go back down to risky because sort of the desperate was trying to get people on your side, or it wasn't you. The Shaggy defense did not work as hoped. Now the thing is part of probably the fight,
me.
and then
It wasn't me.
I'm guessing something after the fight, like a roll sort of after the fight to see if things that you make other people think that maybe this
Their
is
tier
in earnest.
There's tier 0 because there isn't an option lower than that.
Yeah, but you were tier 0 a session ago.
Yeah.
What you guys are gonna do
But in our hearts.
is be waiting outside, and I will be in the shop. And when they go in, you simply make sure they cannot leave.
Man, that was gonna get me an ear too.
You can get an ear. I'll get you an ear. Which ear would you like? I'll get you a right ear. I'll get you a left ear. I'll get you a pierced ear. I'll get you an unpierced ear. And a testicle.
I already want to rewatch Firefly, and I just did.
And I'll get you a testicle and a big toe if you're a good girl.
No.
Right.
So I am. I'm going in loaded for bear. Fuck it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any choice.
I'm in heavy. Again, you position yourself outside, hidden away until you see them go in, and then your job is to make sure they do not, in fact, leave.
Right. So do we want to split up, Doggy, and like one of us take the back door, one of us take the front door?
Yeah, let me look at this map real quick.
Back over.
I just need to zoom in.
Let me move you over here.
Okay.
Ooh, fancy.
Let's say it'll be
Where's his shop?
up.
Holy shit, that is big.
It's a target.
Very large. Our shop is a very, very, very large shop.
I'm just saying, it's got this dollar bin that's right inside the door. It's very handy. Quite
Right here on the corner of Hack.
Some shops are bigger than others. Mother
So-
been telling you stories about me again, eh?
What kind of shop is here? And what kind of shop is there?
Across you have a kind of like a business that processes Leviathan blood. After it's been sort of processed once, this is the one where it doesn't have quite toxic runoff and such that coming from it. So this is the sort of thing that could be done smaller area. The other ones next to it that you've got is goods store. One that's right next to it. Go with just a shop. I don't fucking know. It's just a small.
It's an haberdashery.
Yeah.
So these dark bars here,
Those
Are
are
those
those are walkways that go between levels. A lot of
these are tunnels underneath the street,
um
the lighter ones.
Looks to be that way.
yeah, probably. You don't necessarily know the tunnels.
Are you sure about that? I see it right there on the map.
Unless they're different tiers of walkway.
Well,
If the color of the walkway is different based on how high it is or how low it is, I don't have a map key. So
For this particular set, well, we'll say most of these are just like walkways levels. We might say some are a little higher up than others.
All right, so Doggy, what if you're up here on the walkway? That way you can watch the door and the walkway.
okay.
and
it would
then
make more sense for you in the Leviathan blood shop.
And then I can be over here watching the other side.
That sounds good. So I'll be right there. Watching out. Keeping a lookout. Oh, dude.
Got your little background.
I have a background.
Hey, do the background. Do the background again. Ah, there you go.
I'm alone in darkness.
Oh, man, that sucks. So one of the most impactful consequences right now of losing my job is that I no longer have a like a corporate account for Zoom, so I've lost some of the special effects.
Oh,
I mean, do the rest of you have professional accounts, or is it? I have the paid account.
I have a paid account.
I don't
Yeah,
have.
I had my work paid for an account, but now I'm on free.
Well, I think the changing that because Dave just did.
Yeah, I think they have it opened up for like the next 3 months or something like
Well, yeah, but I mean, there were I'm missing some of the pre-jet, like the I don't know, there were some built-in backgrounds I no longer seem to have access to.
that. Okay.
The edit profile picture on that one to do background. That's under
I
choose virtual
doubt-
background. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do this because it creeps Mikey out.
All right. So Doggy, you're going up on top.
Yep.
And what about Primo and Sal?
I'm inside.
Yeah, and I'm like here watching this side of the building.
So Drem seems a little suspicious. Like when you show up, he's like, "Oh, really expect."
That's what we were
You-
counting.
Wanted the Fog Hounds stopped, right?
Yeah.
I want them stopped, and I want information.
Well, do you want to be out in the open when they show up, or do you want to be?
I'll step him back.
There's basically a room, just sort of like a back storage room. You kind of take a step in there. Drem's behind the counter, and I'll say that the two of you, you see Dahlia, one of the ones you haven't encountered before. Maybe one you kind of know here and there, just having had.
Mhm.
And Razorback and Bear. Razorback and Bear are both pretty huge. Bear is still sporting the.
Sorry about that, Bear.
Uh,
A little bit.
You guys are supposed to be outside,
they
away from them.
they
They're not
see-
supposed to see you.
Yeah, they seem a little more nervous than you. Like, usually they kind of like cock of the walk. Here they come in, like kind of looking around a little bit, and a little less cocksure, talking to.
Yeah, so I'm across the street. Once they walk inside, though, I stand outside the door.
Yeah, and I moved down two into position.
Okay. We're out there in the. It's almost always dark. It's always a form of dark.
Yeah.
As they sort of walk in, and you kind of, like Mikey, you hear this nervousness, like, about it, and he's like, 1/10 of what I used to pay. I don't think you've been protecting me.
Yeah.
You hear this?
He doesn't think you've been protecting him so well.
And there's this moment where they sort of like Bear actually had like a hand up to slam it down on the counter, and he just turns.
As I step out with Betsy in hand.
Is there a little doorbell when you walk in the door? Because I want there to just be a ding, ding.
Ding ding ding.
Yeah, Bear is sort of turned to face you, like Razorback, Razorback and Dahlia both sort of turn as you two come in, or both of you come in.
Yeah.
That's and like they kind of end up back to back to back, like a little bit like.
Oh no, you don't have to worry about them. They're just here to keep you from leaving.
And I lock the door.
Ooh, it's like your Kenny Rogers song up in here.
So you, Bear, don't have to worry about keeping your eye on them. You can focus all of your attention right here. Now, one of you fucks is gonna tell me who killed Curcio. Because I know it was one of you pissant little fuckers. Someone's costing us money. And not only that, but you're trying to operate your little pissy bullshit again. And I told you you was done.
And at which point, Bear just goes, "Fuck are you talking about? They killed nobody."
One of you fucking killed Curcio, and you're gonna tell me. If it wasn't you, it was one of your little cockwobble friends, and you're gonna tell me who I get to kill.
So I'm actually still outside, but I love this because I am absolutely convinced at this point that Primo actually believes that one of them killed Curcio.
One of them pissed me off so much that through my hand.
So angry I've forgotten reality.
If you want to make your roll, that sounds like maybe command.
Sure, I'm commanding them to tell me. Sure, maybe they're going to lie. I don't know. Is that what? What is the? I am using my scary weapon, so the effect's going to be better. The position won't help.
Well, the position here is going to be risky because you're no longer like this. One, this is what you guys are sort of good at, but also no longer in the position. Desperate with that sort of trying to get the room started.
Sure.
It feels like I have to keep it desperate right.
So
like,
what would the effect be?
I mean, the effect is you're one above them, so that goes.
And doesn't your club give you better effect?
That's with the.
That's with the club.
Oh.
All right.
You
so
may have
this is
noticed
command.
the size of the clock. I
Yes. So fuck it. What's a devil's bargain? Bear in mind, I have no qualms killing any of these guys. If we take enough heat and we get arrested, I'll go to jail. That's
Wait,
fine.
can
We've
we
already had this conversation. Easy, quick flashback. We've already had the conversation. If we get enough heat and one of us has to go to jail, I'm going to jail. I'm obviously the best equipped to handle it.
I'll say Devil's Bargain here will be 2 heat because in general, a lot of what you're doing is not going to be drunk.
Okay.
Can we add bear in mind to the spreadsheet? Because I'm not sure who that is.
I'll take that, and I'll take
who?
2 stress.
Bear in mind. He said bear in mind. I made a joke that didn't go over well.
Oh,
Sorry.
He's the cousin of Baron Von Badass.
Yeah, bear
All right. So I take 2 stress, and I'm taking the Devil's Bargain to add heat to this. A 5.
huzzah.
So the effect is extreme.
Okay. Well, that's going to more than take them down. Yeah, they sort of fall all over themselves, and I'm going to say. On that 4. That'll go down. Let's say it's only going to move the rumor mill ahead 1 instead of on that one. Yeah, but you definitely conquer like at that point. Bear's the first one, and Bear's just sort of like around with that. You can almost see him like reaching up toward. Goes, what wasn't one of us? I mean, Jesus Christ! I mean, she was pissed at all of you, and she talked about stuff, but unless someone went off and did what they weren't supposed to, or Margaret talked to someone who wasn't us, none of us did it.
So he dropped a name. Can that roll the other one forward one?
What?
If they dropped a name of someone that like we talked to her, could that roll the other one forward one?
I rolled the other one forward one, but that's not.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't do more. Yeah, so it's like Margaret didn't. I mean, she was pissed, and all sorts of shit was talked about. We didn't do nothing. We have not moved against you. We none of us killed anybody.
Step out into the street. Doggy, open the door. Apologize to this man.
Sorry, Jim. Sorry. They kind of like in the bows. You just like, out your big. They head out into the dark and rain.
And I follow them.
I move up to the corner.
Stay out of sight.
Yeah, around the
I
corner.
follow them, and now, as part of our campaign to advance the Fog Hounds killed Curcio, I'm going to be publicly killing 3 people.
No, don't kill Bear.
I'm going to publicly kill 3 people, demanding that they tell me which one of the Fog Hounds killed Curcio the entire time.
Do Bear last.
And I'm going to do it in however spectacular a fashion I can. I'm going to be as savage and brutal, and if it means popping a rage vial, demanding who killed Curcio, I will do so.
Trying to remember who. What's his name from The Walking Dead? Took the bat and just.
Oh,
Negan.
Yeah, kind of doing that. Yeah, I would say go ahead and make. I would say make your roll here, and it's already kind of defeated. They're all cows, and
So it's a skirmish. I'm expecting they're not going to say anything. I'm literally I'm doing this entirely for the theatrics of it. I want people to see me killing them, demanding to know who killed Curcio as evidence of our innocence.
It wouldn't be skirmish because it's not just now. I mean, like you're basically killing people.
Okay.
And who are this? But you're sounds like you're more wanting people.
That's a wreck, isn't it?
To hear it, and to wanting them more to what you're wanting to do. People to
Sway?
believe.
All right. Well, I am going to take 2 stress.
And I'm going to stop him before he kills Bear.
Does anybody want to help me?
Well,
I think that's why Paul was going to stop.
Are you going to accept help?
I'll accept help if somebody wants to help me because it'll add a die. And what's the devil's bargain look like?
Oh, devil's bargain would be an extra T top of the.
I kind of want to go to prison, so I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Just because. So would you say this is controlled?
Yeah, I would say it's controlled with.
Before he starts, I'm gonna tell the shop owner that we what's his name, whatever, Drem. I'm gonna tell him you might want to see this, brother. And then when I step out in the street, I'm gonna go to the other opposite end of where Mikey is, where my brother is, so that if they try to run, I can shoot at them to get them to go back to Mikey.
So is that how you're helping me?
Yeah.
I'm also thinking, do you want to treat this as a group action?
Yes, I would love to treat this as a group action.
This seems like if all 3 of you involved, this could.
Well, in that case, we're all rolling sway, and I'll take the stress for it.
I'm saving my action to potentially prevent him from killing Bear. I'm sorry.
I won't kill Bear.
Okay, then.
You have to save your action for that.
Okay.
I won't kill Bear. I'll beat Bear nearly to death.
All right.
So who's going first?
It does. We're all rolling sway. So if you want to spend stress on it, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. I got a 4.
I got a 4.
If you get higher than a 4, we already succeeded. But if you get a 6, Dave, then it's.
You said it's controlled and standard, right?
Controlled and extreme.
Oh, controlled and extreme.
It does for you. Does it affect us?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. And if I take a stress, I can die.
All right. So I take 1 stress because he failed, but we still got a 4 with extreme.
But technically, just because you're kind of going against the city itself here, it'll have a standard effect. And
how do you have 3 dice in sway?
I took a devil's bargain and I pushed myself.
Nice.
That's how.
Wait.
Because I don't have 3 dice
Dave.
in sway.
Oh wait, Dave, you have nothing in sway.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Yeah. The other thing is, it doesn't all have to be sway on that one. You gotta say what you're doing to bring people out. It's one of those things where, like Mikey's trying to convince them all that questioning the important thing. Other people, other stuff that actually wouldn't be.
Okay.
We'll keep that in mind. The team work roles don't have to be the same.
I'm just holding.
So as you are out there, just.
I guess I don't kill any of them.
Wait, want to kill them?
I was willing to. We're gonna get extra heat. We're gonna get the 2 extra heat because it took the devil's bargain. But he didn't want me to kill Bear.
So I think it's because Paul wants to kill.
Oh, well, if Paul wants to kill Bear, once she makes the decision that one of them's dead, I'll kill the other 2 without a second thought.
No,
no mercy.
I want Bear not to die. I feel some extreme guilt for losing my cool with Bear, and I feel some obligation to him.
Right. So Mikey, you kill both Dahlia and Razorback?
No, I just permanently cripple them.
You're getting off lucky.
as I mangle their legs with this huge spiked maul,
And
screaming
the
at them
whole
to
time.
tell me who killed Crucio or
And then
Curcio.
what happens when it gets to Bear?
I start raising it, and she probably says
Wait for Paul to get back.
she says something, and I'll stop and let the blood just drip on his face from the maul right in front of his face as I'm bringing it down.
I'm here. I'm just off screen.
So what do you say that stops me from killing Bear?
I think I'm actually the one holding him from behind. So right as you're about to get the final blow, I just like shove him to the side and just say, "That's enough."
And then I hold the maul to his face and let the blood drip. Do you hear that, Bear? That's enough. Now you go tell your rat brothers and rat sisters that we want to know who the fuck killed Crucio, and we want them now, because I'm going to fucking crucify them. He was our offense.
You've got 1 hour to bring us a name.
Blink once if you understand.
Yeah. Bear, let him go, Bear, then hauls ass. So I will say, for the other things you do to kind of get the rumor going, let you know, for each, if essentially if you don't get 6s, each one of those is going to move the one that you're
Mhm.
point. I've pulled back a little bit on that, so now it's that race. Last 3 successful ones.
Okay. Dave, what's your stress at, doggy?
I have 5.
Because that's not what you've got on the big thing. Okay.
What?
There you go.
Yeah, right there.
Well, he does.
No. I
yeah.
just fixed it on the main sheet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was a thing on the main sheet. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to keep it there. Like, it's just, sometimes it's nice for me to be like, oh, here's where
And it helps me eyeball and say, hey, would somebody lead a group of actions?
yeah.
I like it being on the main one instead of, because the thing is, unless we like, is there a way to like make our character sheets visible to each other?
Not without popping them out. This one was I started using Fantasy Grounds for my my Persona game, because there's some stuff it does better for like they're using Smallville, like Edwood game, and I managed to find out some stuff made it work there. So like there, if I was actually looking to see would it work for Blades in the Dark, but they don't really have like the character sheet stuff. There's some stuff you can do. Character sheets so much for.
Well, I
Yeah.
know that before in Roll20, like I've played in games where we've been able to open each other's character sheets and see everything.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you could do it, but that also means you have to have like 2 other things popped open, which gets a little. There's not a good way to do that. In here
Because
without.
right now, like what other things? Because like when I open like Mikey or Dave's sheet, I just get like the empty bio and info. But I thought there was a way to say make this visible to
Yeah.
other players.
There is, but it's one of those things where it's almost easier to.
Okay.
The shame would be is if Fantasy Grounds would have worked for got the ultimate demo to up with it. There, we could literally just have that information thing, a little window that could just be always up.
I thought I remember there being a way directly on the character sheets to
No,
that there was.
there is, but the thing is I mean, why bother?
Well, no, not to bring it up, but I could pop it up to look at something or see their NPC names or something.
So I have a request for a free flashback, because I get the feeling that whatever happens after this is done, one of us is probably going to end up going to jail sometime soon. Right? I'm pretty sure the heat's getting on. Arrest is going to be imminent. One of us is going to end up going to jail. So as a free flashback, I back when I was at Conway's office, after I left, I knock on the door immediately after I close it. Pop my head back in and say, one more thing. The chances of me doing something extremely stupid in the near future are very high.
Different from.
It's different because when the time comes, Conway, when you must arrest one of us, it will be me, and I will not fight you. You'll get your collar. Keep watching. Leave your other brother and sister out of it.
Flashing back.
Of course, neither of you know that, because that's the part of our conversation I didn't tell either of you about.
Yeah. So you've got the cops covered. I've got the underworld covered. Like if someone's getting fucked, it's gonna be me.
Yeah, I really doubt that. I'm pretty sure they're going to aim at me.
Cops are, but hopefully the underworld will come
Yeah,
at
I'm
me.
pretty sure they're still going to aim at me. I've been making Primo a pretty big target.
Yeah, but I'm good at sex, and I tried to convince my not girlfriend to kill
Yeah,
me.
you're good at sex, so she wants you to go to jail so you can be good at sex with prisoners instead of her. Right.
I don't recall you
And
making
I'm
a roll for that.
And also, I'm a madman who is doing harm to both you and them. So of course she's going to put you in jail or kill you.
And also, at this point, if like say Primo ends up going to jail, we're probably looking at the wanted level. I mean, the wanted level is 1 right now.
Yeah.
A month or 2. So you probably have like maybe 2 sessions, different character. One of the other members of the game.
We'll figure it out. Whatever it is, that's what it'll be.
Yep. But if that happens,
You know, whatever it is we'll play the game.
It may not happen.
There's a couple of episodes of Sons of Anarchy where we all go to jail and deal with whatever.
there are the prison claims, which that would be an interesting.
It's not that I don't, because I love playing Primo. It just makes perfect sense for him to be the one to go to jail. If I can play him from jail, I will. Trust me. But all right, so we've got to keep 1 clock from moving 2, and we've got to move 1 clock 3. So, and every time we fuck up, the other clock moves 1.
Yeah. So I say we wait 45 minutes and we track down Bear. Because we gave him an hour.
Remember, also, this is one of the things, if you end up popping ahead, if there's other things you want to do that are outside of what's happening, just this zoomed thought.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing doesn't have to take place on this part of the town. You can do something where it like maybe pops a day ahead, like all that stuff's up to you.
Well, they're supposed to give us. They're supposed to, we my brother said he had an hour, so he has an hour.
We'll pop out for an ice cream, and then we're coming back with this name.
When Doggy said, "You have 1 hour," my hands are washed. That fucker's got an hour. And I've got to watch.
We're gonna watch it.
They come. He comes back in about an hour, and he has a terrified looking. Looks like a.
And this is the funny part. We're like still just. I'm like sitting on the edge of a platform, just waiting. Yeah. As casual as somebody with a giant fucking maul can be.
And Dahlia and Razorback could probably, as much as possible, try to like pull their bodies over, just like out of the rain, a little bit like both hurt real bad. You see Bear?
Yeah, I sat and watched them the whole time. I didn't help. I just kept my eye on them the whole time.
You see Bear comes back with like Goldie, Morland, and Margette behind them. He's got Hagrin Warren, who is fairly young. Looks like he was one of those sort of snot-nosed, like newer members of the Fog Hounds before y'all kind of wrecked their day. And as he kind of comes forward, he's got like a big grasp around his neck. It kind of throws him to the ground in front of you. Hagrid did it.
Hagrid did it.
And there's a crowd, right, at this point?
Oh yeah, there's people that have are kind of looking out windows and stuff nearby. A few have gathered under some of the other awnings.
I'm making sure I'm not screaming, but I'm making sure that I can be clearly heard. You're telling me that this little fuck killed Crucio and torched his fucking shop?
Kind of looks up his bear, and he just kind of it's kind of obvious that Horn's been over a little bit. Bear just sort of just kind of stares him a glance. It's like I suspect this little fuck when he.
Just a fence. He was our fucking fence.
Hold him, Bear.
Yeah, Bear can say, no, wait, I didn't do it. This
Hold him, Bear.
He can Bear just kind of and as Bear grabs him, he's not looking. He looks a little sick to his stomach about what's about to happen, but he got the fear of his eye.
I casually put Betsy away and beat him to death. You, and I punctuate every sentence with a punch. You do not fuck with the ministry. You do not fuck with those the ministry protects. You do not fuck with those who do business with the ministry. And when he's nearly dead and almost done, I grab him out of Bear's hand. I snap his back over my knee and I throw him as far as I can down the street. And I look at Bear in his eye. I said, do you understand?
Yeah, don't fuck with him.
And you don't fuck with who the ministry protects. And you don't fuck those with whom the ministry does business. Do you understand? Say it.
You don't fuck with the ministry. You don't fuck with the people the ministry protects or who they do business with.
And if I see you again, Bear, I don't care how much guilt my sis feels about taking your fucking eye. I will make sure your skull is turned inside out. You leave here now. And by here, I mean the city. I don't care where the fuck you get work. You just don't come back.
I will go ahead and make your roll.
Oh, is that a command?
Sounds like it. Now, are you doing this as a teamwork thing, or other people doing something that might help?
Oh, we should do a teamwork. Somebody should lead a group action here, and it not be me because stress-wise, I can't do it.
I'm going to start walking toward the rest of the group and say, and you guys are not allowed to hang out. If we see any of you guys together in more than one of you, death.
Look, death. That's Maggie.
So who's going to lead this group action, sis? Who didn't want me to kill Bear?
Is it one? How much is it to lead a group action?
It's 1 stress per person who fails, and we take the highest roll.
But okay, so yeah, I'll lead it. I've got my vice, so I got to kind of take stress anyway.
So risky, and what's the effect? Or is it controlled? Michael?
Well, risky.
Risky, and the effect?
Standard on this.
All right.
Remember, you've also got Devil's Bargains. You've got.
I have no more pushing, but is there a Devil's Bargain I can take? More heat?
Yeah, more heat.
I did just kill a person in Poland.
Yeah, I think definitely more heat.
Over your leg.
And cause grievous bodily injury to 2 others. All right, so I will be rolling command. What are you guys rolling? I got a 6.
I got a 6.
So
Nice.
that's technically a critical, isn't it? And you don't take any stress, sister.
Before Bear leaves, though, I'm going to have a
Yeah, I was going to say,
conversation.
what is the thing you do to be thing here? Because like if you're leading it, like he does all this. What is the thing you do to kind of cinch?
I pull Bear aside, and in private. I mean, like it's still
This
publicly
can't
visible.
be. This is something that this should probably be big enough that if you pull them aside in
Yeah.
private, it's not gonna like hit the people. The people aren't that close. They're like
This is
But when it's done, there's something I want to say to him in private.
what
So I'm
do you do as
gonna.
far as the action goes? Because you got Dave talk to people, Mikey fucking killed, did brutally, and then roll command. So
I go to the two that are like laying on the side, watching, and I go, if the rest of you, as my brother says, are out of this city by nightfall, well, not nightfall, by the seventh tolling of the bell, the ministry will consider this action result or consider this matter resolved. Any digression? I'll take your.
oh, yeah, they're all like pale. Also, if someone wants to change on your cruise sheet, I think we can on there.
Hey, I'll do that right now.
Like you got brutal,
reasonable.
that makes sense, but this takes it a little.
Psychotic. I put it. It's changed.
Psychotic.
I think shouldn't you have like added already 2 more?
Yeah, I took two different devil's bargains to add 2 heat, and then I killed somebody, so that's 6 heat
Which one?
at least.
That's on crew, right?
So then after that, I'll walk
Oh,
over to Bear.
your wanted level is 2.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Like,
Oh shit, it is.
and then so after they either nod or muffle or I say I'll take your silence as a yes. I'm gonna walk over to Bear, and I'll say I'll speak to you inside in a moment.
Okay, that was next. Yeah, they're basically like the Fog Hounds. What's left of them, they take the fuck off, and the other people who are in that area are all look like a little stricken at what they just saw.
I'm waiting for Conway to come pick me up. I'm pretty sure that was
But it sounded
waiting
like,
for this.
it sounded like I wanted to talk.
Oh, that's right. Sure.
So inside, I'm gonna say, how does it feel now to have done something that makes you sick inside? How does it feel to have done something that makes you sick inside? Is he not answering? Or am I frozen?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay,
Michael?
yeah,
Like all 3 of you were perfectly still, so I wasn't sure if I.
yeah. I was looking at Mike. I'm like, Mike.
Yeah. So I asked him, like, how does it feel to have done something that makes you? How does it feel to make you do something that makes you feel sick inside? To Bear.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Mikey.
No.
Talking to Bear.
This is what he wanted to talk to Bear about.
Oh, I thought you meant Primo earlier. Yeah, he just sort of looks at you and he just fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, I won't argue with you on that, but you just condemned a boy to death for something he didn't do. You could see it in his eye. You could see it in your eye.
I'm someone. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, I can't give you back your eye. Well, I can give you this, and I'm going to give him a coin's worth of pouch. I can't give you back your eye. I've done what I can to give you your life. Please don't come back. Please don't give my brother reason to kill you.
There's a part of him he almost wants to throw it down, but a coin. And he kind of turns and heads out like.
Man, I was kind of hoping to incorporate him into the gang.
I thought you were talking to Mikey.
You should have told me that you wanted to incorporate him. If you'd have told me that you really wanted to incorporate Bear into the game, I wouldn't have, banished him like some sort of fucking Spartish king.
I as the player wanted that. The character probably would have been sickened by the fact of having him around all the time, but as a player, I thought that would have been a neat little. I mean, maybe he'll make a comeback at some point, but giving him his coin so he can maybe start a new life with his one eye somewhere.
You and your one eye.
All right, so I'm sure that I prearranged with Conway to come pick me up here, just to take if our heat doesn't get us to wanted level 3, is it going to get us to wanted level 3?
Do we want to go? Does anybody want to do anything before we go to sort of the after score and then up? We'll kind of figure out.
I did what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I'm good. I just realized I wasted an entire coin on my bounty hunter buddy.
Because if I let him arrest me before we go to downtime, it lowers the wanted level and clears the heat, right?
I think with what we've got, that's kind of considered at least figuring out the heat part of it before. Because it's not just they don't just throw the cuffs on you and then everything.
Okay.
So we at least figure out. Yeah, so there was a 2 for killing. I think your other heat, honestly, it was loud and chaotic. Made it loud and chaotic at the end. We'll go contain. Take 2 more heat on top of that.
So that puts us to. We have 1 heat left before we're wanted level 3.
And do you wait for him in the street, or do you wait for him like at home or at the? Where do you want this scene?
Sitting on the same platform.
I think that he's there by that kid's body that I just sat back down on the platform.
Does one of us take Betsy so that she doesn't go to jail with you?
They've got to give me my possessions back.
As Conway and some of the other ones, like Conway, there's not just kid who was killed, not just Hagrid, but also just the other blood and such is there. Fucking
Who?
Self-defense.
I just stand up and I say, well, the Fog Hounds told me that he's the one who killed Curcio. And I told you we'd find who did it. And I also told you the likelihood of me doing something very stupid and very extreme in the near future were quite high. Do you remember that third thing I told you? And I just turn around and put my hands behind my back.
he kind of up there, sort of turns and goes. Witnesses. Drem is there. Drem is like, anyone else involved? Or he asks, was anyone else involved in the killing?
Tell him the truth.
Yeah, and Drem just goes, oh. I mean, you got blood on you. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's...
Well, Bear held him. Bear of the Fog Hounds held him while I killed him.
And Conway just sort of goes, let's put the cuffs on you. He goes, hell, I'm going to put you in the wagon.
You're going to get a promotion for this, Conway. You know that, right?
I'd rather keep a brother, even.
I'm not gone. I'm just going to jail. I'll see you when I'm at a Iron Hook, brother.
Like, it kind of turns back. He's like, arrest him. And like, there's a moment where like there is a bit of like, holy shit, he'd arrest. on this one. And then he sort of turns back toward Ty and Doggy. He goes, "Why'd he kill him?"
Why? Why who? Why?
Why did Primo kill this kid?
Oh, because he did some bad stuff and tried to blame us for it.
What was the bad stuff he did to try to blame you for?
Well, you don't know? You're the police. You're supposed to figure that out.
He just gives you like, "Are you a fucking moron?" look on his face. And he says it loud enough so that the other cops were taking.
You went out here and you're still playing tough guy.
Yeah, he goes, "So what was it that they tried to pin on you that drove Primo fucking this?"
You heard about Curcio getting killed, right?
Yeah, little.
Yeah. This kid did it and tried to pin it on us. And we weren't having it.
Turns back towards the other officers. Looks like we got a lead on what happened to Curcio.
My head is hung down to where it looks like but there's the smile. The camera can just catch that smile.
Yep. All right, away.
I look up on my way out and I go, "Soy, take care of Betsy."
We'll send you some care packages, brother. We'll come visit.
Yeah, if you're not busy.
Tio, what?
Hey, do I get to do downtime?
Actually, do you want to make your? You want to make so he'll be like. I'm assuming it makes sense instead of months. We can either skip forward several months, or we can have a couple.
Oh, I'm gonna make a new character to join so that we can do that troop thing. Because I like Primo. I just want to play somebody a little less violently psychotic.
Yeah. Do you do you just want to go ahead and make what is incarceration? Die.
Sure. What do I do? Just roll one die?
One die for each.
Is that roll fortune?
Might as well
Roll
be.
1d6. 4.
Keep your head down and do your time without incident.
Of course I do. I've got a level head.
Yep. Yeah, and that's one where if you get like for example, if you get a 6 on that, you do your time well. Your crew gains 1 prison claim and then +1 faction status with a faction you. Because there actually is a prison claim stuff you can get with like smuggling, guard payoffs, allied claim. Like you're able to start to like get some bonuses and stuff. Someone is in.
So before they do their downtime, can we just go ahead and do my experience and then so that he's completely out of this, and then we can do downtime, crew, all that stuff. But I'm also going to clear his stress. When he gets out, he's going to be out of stress, I'm sure. I think you come out with no stress and no injury.
Yeah, you only get the trauma if you roll a 1 through 3, which is a chance of getting your head down. It goes.
Okay, so I marked for doing the desperate action. I addressed a challenge with violence or coercion at least twice.
Okay, that's fair.
I expressed my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I did military and brother. Is 1 for that reasonable for my interaction impinging on military, but also with Conway and family. And then struggled with issues from my vice or traumas during the session. I didn't really take alcohol, although the violence thing, it seems like I may have struggled with issues from that. I don't know. What do you think?
He'll be gone for a little bit. Why not?
I'm just taking the one.
We'll
all right. Then I'm going to close Primo out, and it's up for downtime for everybody else.
Oh, Sai's not here. I'll go. So I did mark the desperate actions I took. I also have to, it says address a challenge with tracking or violence. I believe we did that. Express beliefs, drives, heritage, or background by dealing with my friend, Casta, the other bounty hunter. I think, would you consider that being doing that? And then I did not struggle with issue from my vice or traumas during the session. So it looks like 2. All right.
Mikey, did you what I
No. Hold on. There we go. No, where is it?
it should be up at the very top.
On the Fog Hounds.
If you close the other ones, character.
Oh, okay, in the journal. Gotcha. Mikey's newer, friendlier character. Yes. All right, I'll get to work on that while you guys do your stuff.
Hi, I'm Steve. Nice.
Hi, my name is Bob. And
I like to make people happy.
I would like to be in the ministry.
I don't see that. What's the name of it? Oh,
Mikey's,
it's up at the top.
Yeah, Mikey's
Okay.
newer, friendlier character. All right, so we want to do XP for.
All right. Address the challenge of technical skill or mayhem. Not real. Well, maybe mayhem, but I wasn't directly involved in the mayhem. You express your belief, drives, heritage, or background. I mean, maybe the drive of not having the ministry blamed for this, but that's not really like a long-term drive. Struggle with issues for your vice or trauma. I mean, I don't really see. You think so?
Well, that bit of like how does it feel doing something that makes.
Okay.
Between that and like wanting to keep Bear alive, like
Okay.
struggle doesn't mean give into it. Basically, it's what are the effects of this
So,
savageness.
all right. So 1 experience for me then.
And then looking at crew, right? Execute successful battle, extortion, sabotage, or smash and grab operation. Well, we definitely sabotaged rumors.
There was a battle.
It was a battle.
I would say it doesn't count for that though because it wasn't. We're doing one of those like operations. On that one, there was. I would even call this a battle so much.
No, it was battle. It was a slaughter.
I think bolstering your crew's reputation, we developed a new one, and expressing the goals drives. Like,
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we accomplished our goal. We don't have to get greedy with the other stuff.
So we would add 2. Okay.
all right, so you're wanted. So what's gonna happen is
If
Fog
only we
level?
had a fence, we could have got 2 coin out of that.
Yeah.
so I'll go ahead.
Shut up.
I'll go ahead and take your wanted level down by 1, and all of your heat. Now at this level 1 wanted.
And if we just drive a carriage into like a paint shop, we can make that go away, right?
The funny thing is, if you had a thing where the who also went into prison after a session or two because you wouldn't be in for very long, there could actually be something taking place in the itself if you wanted to do a thing where like at the end of Primo's stay, which could then take it down to 0 unless it's higher because at some point you have to either do something to bring the one level down, which is you frame someone, give someone, and go to prison. Something to keep in mind if you want to go to jail, wanted down, like as Primo's thing is coming. So downtime.
All right. I am going to. So I need to blow off some stress. Would you be acceptable with as like a one-time thing, making it so that Marlena could be my purveyor, and I could just blow off all my stress with her?
I think the thing is part of it is like the way you like for the most part you're the way you get rid of it is supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, your thing is because it sounds like your whole thing is you have to do like your thing is you have to go.
All right. Yeah. So then I guess I got to do like a 36-hour shift at like 6 different clinics then over the next couple of days.
Okay.
Okay, are you going to indulge your vice?
Yeah.
All right. So it just clears off one.
Damn.
Yeah. You basically because you have to do it. You are in a position where pushing your stress by the end of a session up at least is always a good idea for you.
Yeah.
I thought 5 was close enough.
Yeah. Yeah. And then for your second downtime action.
I'm probably gonna maybe end up doing 2 or 3 because so I've decided unless we picked a name and I didn't forget that Conway's lover's name is Anders, and I'm gonna try to get some decent progress on his prosthetic.
Andrews.
Anders.
All right. Yeah. That will.
Is a 6-2.
Yep.
All right.
The total success of the standard goes up by 2.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna spend a coin and try again. And I'm gonna spend a coin and try. Is that an automatic one or is that a 0?
2 on there. It's a failure.
All right. So another coin. I'm gonna try again. Because the thing is, and I'm telling him as I'm doing this, like I may not be around much longer to finish this, so I really, really want to get some work done on it. So that'll be one more, and all right, I'm spending my last coin to try to finish this fucking thing for him.
Yeah, kind of got to the point where you have it all set. You want to make a note that you got that. Also, what I'm going to do here is, so the Fog Hounds, as far I'm gonna bring it up with the blue cloaks. Yeah, because you helped out, you did this. It's also going to give you a little bit more bonus with the blue coats. Kind of caused a pain in the ass here, but one did it like Conway did it right. Brother helped out here, so they're at least looking take responsibility.
All right. So that gives us a +1 with them then. That puts us to +2 or
+3.
3. Wow.
You're actually pretty good with the blue. And Doggy.
Yeah, I'm going to indulge my vice so I can clear out down to 3 instead of 5. And I'm going to contact my my bounty hunter friend again and say, things have changed a little bit with Primo in prison. I'm going to keep you, let you know it's going to might be in the future when I need your help, but keep the money.
Good. Except for keeping money.
Yeah. Paying you ahead of time for a job, not yet determined.
Yeah. So if you want to make a note as an asset, if you just want to make a note somewhere, write down that you have. Or actually, yeah, roll the cruise tier. So roll 1 die.
And this would just be under fortune?
Quality.
Oops. Why did I put 2 T's?
Okay. Yeah. In that case, the relative quality. Yeah. So if you want to make a note that it is check considered like a +1 quality. Oh, so here we go. A level 1. He'll be at tier 1. If you had a 6 on there, that would have been. You can also spend coin to raise the result of this roll on critical by spending 2 coins per addition. Right now, you have a tier 1 bounty hunter that you have already paid to call in at some. Is that your downtime?
But downtime.
You only did one?
Well, no, I indulged my vice.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Gentlemen, that sounds like a good place probably to end for today.
Yeah.
I don't know, Mike. You said we could do 2 scores today, so
I thought we might have been able to, but I was, what's that word? Wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
I think there are some some that go fairly quickly, but I mean it's almost like did I play Dusk City Outlaws with any of you?
me, I did 1 session with you once.
That one I can kind of like get down to 1 session, but it tends to go because I think we let the scenes play a little more.
Yeah, we did this like a 5 or 6 hour block.
Did we?
I don't remember the deep. Just remember that we did it because it's very like board gamey, isn't it?
Yeah, no,
That's
I've done it before. I've done single sessions. Usually, I just kind of plan. I can't remember the last time I did like a 6-hour single.
It might have been 4 or 5. I don't know. I know it was 1 session. It was fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a good place to kind of call it for today. And then on Thursday, we can pick up with Mikey's new